Well, good evening, folks, and welcome to the channel. It's all about racing. You know, the year was 2019. My brother-in-law had convinced me, a longtime NASCAR fan, to go down to VIR, Virginia International Raceway, and to watch an IMSA race. He thought I would find it interesting. It took a lot of convincing, but I eventually took the 2.5-hour drive down there to do it. And as I'm crossing the bridge to go to the infield I see this Ford GT in the exact same livery that you see here crossing under the bridge, followed by another Ford GT in the Golf livery and the two C7 Corvettes in yellow. And it was a moment that changed my life forever. In this episode, we're going to look at this Ford Chip Ganassi Team UK number 67 2016 Ford GT LMGT Pro by TSM. That is True Scale Models. This is a 143 scale model. It comes on this absolutely stupendous white base, dual cover, and box to go with it. You know, folks, it's a real loss to consider that the second generation Ford GT, premiered in 2016 and sadly had only a short run, 3 years, ending in 2019. Now, the constructor of this car was Ford Performance in conjunction with Multimatic, and was built to compete in the IMSA WeatherTech Series as well as the WEC Series, with a stated purpose to finish first in its class at Le Mans. And in 2016, it did exactly that. Now, the Ford GT features an EcoBoost 3.5 V6 twin turbocharged mid-engine. The transmission is a Ricardo 6-speed sequential with semi-automatic paddle shifter, limited slip plate differential. And it's believed to produce about 493 horsepower and 307 feet of torque based on BOP. The brakes, which are clearly visible in this absolutely stunning model that you see here, are 6-piston front Brembo and 4-piston rear. The tires you see are Michelin and the wheels are by BBR. Now, Chip Ganassi Racing ran the IMSA US program and worked with Multimatic Motorsports in the FIA World Endurance Championship. In addition to winning its class in Le Mans in 2016, it also won 13 IMSA races and 6 WEC, and also won the 2018 IMSA Constructors Championship. Now, the car that you see here, which is, as mentioned, is made by TSM, was featured in the WEC 6 Hours of Fuji, you can see right there, and was the winner, run by Ford Chip Ganassi Team UK. It's an absolutely stunning model from the folks at TSM, resplendent in this red, white, and blue livery. I just don't know what to say. I just take a look at this model, and it literally just takes my breath away. I truly think the Ford GT is probably the most stupendous-looking car that has ever been built, period, and certainly one of the best GT race cars of the recent era. Now, one important thing to note with these and all the other Ford GTs that you see is because they usually ran a number 67, 66, sometimes 68 and 69, you had to differentiate one from the other one. They all have basically the same liveries. And they would do that by having stripes on the top of the windshield banner. In this case, with this car, it was blue. The mirrors would also match with blue. And the flying buttresses, which are this little thing that you see back here that the air flows through, at night they would light up in blue, and they were absolutely stupendous. Other cars would be marked by green, yellow, and red. Now, if you take a look at this car from the side, it's just, it's breathtaking to take in. TSM has done a really phenomenal job with this. All the black carbon fiber pieces that you see, particularly if you take a look at the running board there, absolutely gorgeous in carbon fiber. You have the heat shield around the exhaust right below the number 67. You can see interior details. You can see the rivets on the windows. You can see the seat in the car there. The windshield wiper is absolutely gorgeously done there. These little red tabs that you see on the windshields, I don't know if you've ever thought about those. If you look at these cars, they serve purposes. They are there for emergency workers to activate in the event of a fire. There's also another button there that can be activated to cut the power to the car off. On the front of the car, just above the Ford logo, you see this L-shaped tube there. This is called a pitot tube. This is borrowed from the aerospace industry and is used to monitor airspeed, of which the engineers evaluate. And you've got an absolutely beautiful black carbon fiber front splinter. You see the tow hook there. And one thing to point out when you take this thing up in the air and you take a look down, if you take a look inside the the openings here in the hood, you can see the radiators, and they've got like 6 of them in there. They're absolutely stunning and really neat looking. The hatches to remove the body panels are really exquisitely done. You can see that there. Very, very nice. The interior, again, is very well done with this car. Now, if you take a close look above the driver's cabin, you can see the names of the drivers. You've got Harry Ticknell from Great Britain. He's the only driver to have won in 2 classes at Le Mans, in LMP2 in 2014 and in a GTE Pro car in 2020. Also is Andy Prelow, also from Great Britain, an FIA Platinum driver who has multiple championships across the globe, but has failed to win at Le Mans. Now here's an absolutely stupendous look at the rear of the car. Notice the massively and gorgeous carbon fiber diffuser. You've got the tail lights very nicely done with plastic inlay. Silver grills abound. A nice, huge Ford EcoBoost rear wing. And you can see GT on the sides of it there as I roll this around. And then look at the engine nacelle, which is clear, as well as the air intake. And look at the carbon fiber trim on it. It's gorgeous. You've got aerials that are very nicely done, not overdone. Just makes a stupendous viewing car. Folks, I have a whole video on if you want to buy a Ford GT, and I expose you to a number of them from all different manufacturers. I would highly recommend this one from TSM in 143 scale. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time.